Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, if you ever needed more proof that CNN and all these left-wing outlets and their little discussion shows, their little panel cliques, are nothing more than glorified anti-Trump smear machines, well then look no further because the definitive proof is here. Once again, we see the dishonest bullcrap that Scott Jennings has to deal with on a daily basis. You know, I know these media actors love acting all outraged and shocked when you accuse them of being partisan DNC shills, but come on. You know, it'd be one thing if they had plausible deniability, but they so obviously do not. Their dishonesty, their bias isn't even subtle, it's rather blatant, and it's baked into the question, it's baked into the tone, it's baked into the presentations and reporting. Every second of airtime is just an exercise in dismissing reality if it makes Donald Trump look good. I guess let's just continue our life's work. Let me expose this media dishonesty, shall we? We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so what can I say other than case in point? Take a look at the Scott Jennings moment on CNN.
The man has solved 6 or 7 conflicts this year. I think we ought to give him some latitude to operate.
Which 6 or 7?
I'm sorry, are you not watching the
Which
news?
6 or 7?
Well, we just did Azerbaijan, we did Rwanda, we did Israel, Iran.
Israel, Iran, what? What peace deal did I miss?
End of the 12-day war.
I mean, you 6 or 7. I mean,
Are you
that's
living on Earth too?
I mean, no, but Azerbaijan, Rwanda, what? What are we talking about?
Casey,
the fact is, we still have a country, a world that's on fire. And this is the problem with...
Casey.
What are you asking me for, Scott?
I'm asking you to come in here and tell people the truth. Donald Trump has created a track record this year of helping settle several conflicts.
So several is different than 6 or 7. So I was letting Bakari.
First of all, I will say this.
We did see, Scott, to your point, after naming something after Donald Trump, we saw Azerbaijan, Armenia sit down. That was a remarkable moment. We also, I would say, the Iran situation was solved with force. But
and it's still not solved. There's still no peace deal.
It's so obvious what they're up to. I mean, they try so hard to discredit that statement. Even at one point, Scott asked the panel host to interject to maybe back him up a little bit. And then instead of doing the right thing and confirming that what Scott is saying is accurate, she basically sides with the Democrat lunatic, attempting to dismiss the claim and nitpick the little details. I mean, it's almost unbelievable. Well, it would be unbelievable if it wasn't happening literally every frickin' night. Every night's the same thing. It's either this chick or Abby Phillips coming in to uplift the bogus Democrat narrative, or narratives most of the time. And again, like I said earlier, it's so obvious what they're up to. They just can't do it. They cannot admit that Donald Trump has done something good. Because of course, if they do, if they admit that Donald Trump is winning on the world stage and doing actual productive good things, well then all of a sudden all their work is invalidated. Their precious narrative that they've been building over the last couple of years collapses, falls apart. And frankly, I find it's disgusting because you have these characters who are willing to discredit themselves as long as it means making Donald Trump look bad, and they're so perversely dedicated to this strategy that it seems they're willing to accept bad things or failure on Donald Trump's part, or the country's part, by extension, as long as it means pushing the message. I mean, that's basically what they're doing here. They're denying objectively good things that President Trump has done. They're working to dismiss it because hating Trump is better than world peace, apparently. Holy frickin' moly. And could you imagine honestly taking that stance? I mean, come on. You've got Armenia and Azerbaijan, which both leaders, by the way, in those peace talks said that they would be open to nominating President Trump or endorsing him for a Nobel Peace Prize because he's the one who brokered that deal. But I guess in CNN world, that doesn't count, right? We also had President Trump come in with decisive action and end the Israel-Iran crisis. I mean, the conflict's not over, but the 12-day war, as Scott Jennings put it, certainly is. We saw President Trump broker peace between India and Pakistan, Thailand and Cambodia, Rwanda and the DRC, and now it seems there's some movement on the Russia-Ukraine crisis. I mean, these are all objective facts that just happened recently in the last couple of months, but instead of acknowledging that, no, they focus on the semantics. Was it really 6 or 7? Well, actually, it was just 4 or 5. Oh, come on. I mean, really, that's where we gotta go with the conversation. They know Jennings was just giving a rough number off the top of his head, but they just have this insatiable urge to be dishonest, to nitpick, to gaslight. The urge is simply too strong to dismiss anything related to Donald Trump, and so they take that pathetic, dishonest approach. It's unfreaking believable, and honestly, this petty, misleading framing, it's everywhere. It's everywhere you look. And that's why I don't have to, constantly dig up old clips to find examples of CNN dishonesty. It's literally happening every day, constantly. It's not always blatant as pushing objective fake news and deep state psyops, but the dishonesty is always there. It's always baked in, sometimes in subtle moments like this.
Commerce
Commerce Department is reporting that retail sales went up by 0.5 percentage points last month, but American consumers are feeling less confident despite low unemployment rates. So let's go live now to CNN business and politics correspondent Vanessa Yurkevich. Vanessa, what story do these numbers tell?
It essentially tells us that the consumer is feeling resilient in the face of tariff headwinds. This is a solid report. This showed that consumers were willing to open their wallets, and it's important because consumer spending drives about 70% of U.S. GDP growth. The numbers really signal a solid report here. You have a half a percentage point in terms of retail spending in the month of July, and then year-over-year spending up almost 4%. And this really indicates that consumers are willing to spend and maybe also trying to still get ahead of some of those higher tariff rates that hit this month. Also, it signals that businesses, maybe up until now, have been absorbing much of those price increases because of tariffs. And if you look at this bar chart, you can see now that we've had 2 continuous months of increased retail spending, and actually June's numbers were revised up to nearly almost 1%.
Did you catch it? I'm sure you did. As CNN's Pamela Brown was presenting the new fantastic retail sales report, by the way. Retail consumption is up, which of course defies all the doom and gloom predictions from these CNN clowns. As they're going in to present the story, she starts off by saying, Americans are feeling less confident. We got a good report, but American consumers are feeling less confident that this is a bad economy. I mean, she just had to do it. She had to frickin' do it. I don't remember them ever inserting these little subtle jabs during Joe Biden's actual economic failure, 4 years of economic failure, but now they're doing it even with the good reports.
Good news, right? Consumer spending, the engine of this economy, it increased by a solid amount in July. You see 0.5%. That's exactly as expected. And this is a relief because there were some concerns earlier this year when we saw consumer spending drop. And consumer spending, this is 70% of the economic output. So when we did see those declines, that did raise concerns about consumers possibly being tapped out and all this confusion over the erratic trade war. Also significant, we saw an upward revision to June, right? June was a solid number and it was revised even higher. You can see this is the trend of monthly increases and decreases for retail sales. And earlier this year, again, you do see those concerning drops. But now look at this. We have 2 straight months of positive numbers.
You know, the stuff that's showing us that we're likely not heading into a crippling inflationary crisis or crippling recession. We got the data that's slowly showing that the American economy is making a comeback, and yet the baseline premise at CNN is constantly negative. It's so blatant, it's so obvious, and it's been ongoing forever. And you know what? It's obvious why they do it. They don't want to present reality because reality destroys their narrative again. You know, here they are constantly talking about how bad the Trump economy is, but I'll show you one chart that debunks it all. I mean, here's the data that CNN will never show you. Take a look at this on screen. That's real wage growth versus inflation for the working class per presidential term. And if you look closely, you'll notice wages only go up for blue-collar workers when President Trump is in the White House. It's funny how that worked. It's obvious why they ignore it, and it's also obvious why working class people continue to vote for Donald Trump, because this man actually delivers results, and all the media does is lie and condescend to them. And well, despite everything they've said and everything they're saying, it seems as though the economy continues to grow, wages are growing, retail is thriving, and on top of that, conflicts are being resolved. So President Trump is getting the job done despite what the CNN panelists are saying. Again, this is not news, this is not journalism, it's DNC propaganda. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.